Um, it's very late. I'm fucking up my sleeping schedule as usual, and I kinda researched, quote unquote, uh, gaslighting, gaslighting, you know. And I have a buddy of mine who does like a lot of points on these lists. Like there are like 6, 7, 8 techniques, and I'd say he fulfills like a lot of them. Like saying, yeah, nah, you remember that wrong. I didn't say this. Yeah, because your friends are crazy or because your sources are crazy. In that case, the internet, for example. Uh, Nothing you say can be taken serious or you talk bullshit. Undermining my authority, you know. I know I put on an act sometimes, like acting retarded, but there are moments of seriousness. And I'd say this is one of them. And kind of interesting to read. Like the interesting thing is this usually happens with in relationships and whatnot. But I've experienced this over the years with this buddy of mine. Like not like because he wants to control me, but he kind of enjoys being an angry prick, I'd say. And now you might say this sounds like a bad friend. But these are, I'd say, feminine mood swings. Yeah, I'd call it that. Uh, I, I'd say I categorize this as feminine mood swings. Therefore, luckily, this is kind of interesting. I've been writing shit down like that for 3 or 4 years. I've known this friend for 10 years, and I know he's been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Also did some voice memos just to be sure. Like, the thing is, without any people, I don't trust myself, you know? I don't need any people to confirm that I can trust myself, you know? When another person comes in this equation, I can't even trust myself, you know? The little bit of trust, you know, that I have in myself. Did I really do this? Did I really close the window? Did I really, you know, fasten my seatbelt? Stuff like that. Um, if another human comes in that whole scenario, it gets even more confusing. It's kind of funny to read, like gaslighting. I know I will bring this up, and either it'll get ignored, which is one of the methods of gaslighting, kind of ironic, or the person will get furious. This is like quite sure. There is also um in this three people dynamic. When I send a video, it won't get nobody watches it, you know. And then this is just like what should I say about this, man? And then these other two friends send like videos like, yeah, guys, watch this. And I kind of stopped doing this shit with everyone. I have like, you know, these WhatsApp two blue check marks, like when somebody sends you something and that the first blue check mark or check mark, yeah, is for like sending the text, and the other one is for receiving it, as far as I know. And this is what I basically do. I have a certain list of people, and this is not just sending videos, watching videos, you know. This is just the analogy. This is like on the smaller scale. Like, if you send me 10 videos and I watch them, and I send you one video and you say, you're like, yeah, nah, sorry, I don't have the time, uh, then you're kinda, not that, but I know that I keep my certain distance from you. Now, technically speaking, in that regard, I don't really know anybody. like really anybody, because some people, some friends, some acquaintances show me memes, other short videos, other films and songs maybe. But I will be the last person to send like something out. This is like the highest level of trust you can get from me. You know, the only person I submit with this kind of task is like, uh, yeah, myself basically. And the same applies on a larger scale. I always think like, if this person, sends me 10 videos and I send one video, this person can manage to watch one video. And then the person, like, asks me like if I can borrow this person money. Like, what would you say? I'd say upscale this shit. You might say from uh, these are two different things. Like, maybe this person doesn't watch videos, but it's a give and take in every fucking step, in every fucking process. There are no middle grounds. And this is like if somebody is like really messy and dirty and whatnot in his car, or yeah, would you think this person would be very clean? Would you find cleanliness in the flat of this person? Probably not. A clean house is usually the representation of a clean car, which is therefore the clean representation of a clean person. Like, people get dirtier easier because we sweat and breathe and piss and shit and get ketchup on our t-shirts. But usually I've seen even documentaries or snippets of documentaries with hikikomoris which keep their household together, social distancing to the maximum, yet they have somewhat of a functioning rhythm and they do their shit like they plan, you know. Even they keep certain areas tidy. And this is what I'm saying. Like, if it starts with movies, I can trust you with money, especially. And these are just two examples that came up in my mind. But this is not the first time I'm experiencing this. Like, this really aggravates me, A lot of people are like, it's also the same like in chats, You have your females, your vaginas calling, saying, "Hey, I got a vagina." Then the females are always forced to say that they have a vagina somehow, I'd say, kind of. And the males are always forced to write, "Hey, I wanna fuck you. How about we meet up? I'm gonna fuck you." Like, these these cliches have to stay in their cliche roles, and we have also like the component of, it's it's very unusual, like somebody, listening to a song from another person, like sending a link, in a chat. Like, a lot of people I chat with are like, what is that? They've never seen a fucking URL. They've never seen a link. They can't describe it. If you could concentrate for 1 fucking second, but your short attention brain is like this fucked up, you would maybe read HTTPS, uh, like YouTube.com. Hmm, what could this be? YouTube.com and some random signs. Oh, it might be a virus. Or is it a Facebook page? I don't know, man. Like, you don't have to weld or solder PC parts. You don't have to work in a lithium plant. You don't have to program a new, perfect, complex, and yet minimalistic uh, programming programming language in order to understand this concept that a link that is called YouTube probably contains content which directs to YouTube and its servers, you know, and like a lot of these, every time I do this catfishing, today I just went on the chat. This is what I sometimes do. I go on the chat as with my account, and then I say nigga, and then I get banned, and then I come into the chat as a cute girl, 18 years old, no profile picture, technically speaking, yet I have one, and then I catfish. I catfish around, and a lot of these guys, like, it's like they have this checklist of, ah, okay, I am forced to ask this, like, how are you, or what are you doing? And after these two questions, like 99% of the time is like, I want to see your tits, uh, or they send you a picture with the dick, and stuff like that. And this is representative for everything, basically. Like, everyone, you should never ever forget that this is a rule that applies to everything. There's zero, there's one. There is input, there is output. And a lot of people, like, when you go when you go to a supermarket, you buy things, you pay, but never ever would anybody ever consider, like, only getting in there, uh, collecting a deposit from these cans and bottles. We have like this deposit on bottles and cans. When you return them, you get money, but only depositable uh, cans and glasses and bottles and whatnot. Not every brand has this logo, or is able for this feature, because somehow we only have fucked the planet half over. Only when it's way too late we come up with the solution about, how about we make every bottle recyclable. And basically, yeah, nobody would ever come, think about, what if I just go into the supermarket, I throw my bottles and cans and whatnot into the machine to get my deposit bill, only to get money, Sometimes you get a totally new perspective and feel of something when you think, this is on this place, I should give an output to receive an input. What if I receive an input in order to give an output, This, like, enhances your mind, your perspective a lot. And yeah, it's also like, in regards to this gaslighting, like, a lot of people don't take you serious when you take drugs, because drugs are bad, because this is what we learned. And this is especially with the gaslighting friend. I'd say he has, like, low-key this hatred, like this boomer hatred. Like, I'd say 95% of the time I get along with him, but there are these 5% where he's like the ultimate bitch, and somehow it's a little mixture of, like, very condescending, aggravating behavior, like lowest low key form of, like, betrayal and hatred. Like, the funny thing, I used when I had a bad trip, and I was behaving the same way. This is kind of ironic. Like, imagine that, like, sometimes you're sober and you're acting like a bad person, and it's equal to a bad trip, And this is like, when you come to think of it, everyone is kind of mentally stuck, branded in these, what should I say, like, tracks, mental tracks, these small connections in your brain. You will never ever create 100% fresh new stuff. Like, your brain is forced to receive recycled material in order to modulate received recycled material to create a somewhat uh, philosophical new content, so to say. Like, but is it really new? Like, we always get into these kind of hurdles. But I sound like a smart ass right now, and I don't like that. Just wanted to say, like, this is what has been happening. This is what I just remembered because uh also, yeah, I know, like, let's say 1 week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks maybe in the future, like something like that will happen again. This friend will get aggravated, and usually I make myself notes, but basically everything that could be said and written was already told and written by me in this memoir. So there is that. And when this uh, happens, I will remember the time that I'm recording this video right now. Basically saying like, luckily I saved this negative emotion on the YouTube servers in some way or form. Yeah.